What is going on, Alpha Hunters? I was watching Mr. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell talk at, I guess, whatever, the Brookings Institute of on Economic Outlook is kind of what the I guess the topic is. And definitely seen the market kind of come roaring back today. And looks like we're going to end the month of November on a positive note, at least as we go into December. So we'll see how some of that probably is going to be playing out. So we'll take a look around the market. Kind of a bummer, but we kind of got down into some of these areas. It looked like we might have been rolling over before he came on the mic, and then immediately. The thing that kind of is interesting about the buying that we've seen, I can look at a 1 minute, is it happened immediately. But so I wouldn't be trying to be super long here because we saw as soon as he even got up to the podium, we just saw buying immediately, and it wasn't really reactionary to what he was saying. So be a little cautious here on this move, and that's about all I got. I'm not gonna say we're not gonna go a little bit higher. I'll just be a little skeptical on typically any move where I see at like whatever minute mark, some catalyst is going to happen, and as soon as you get a movement in one direction or the other. I was kind of liking this up to like 398, mid 398 area. Definitely did add some more puts here on my long term SPY position, but we might continue to push higher. Not a big deal. Every time this year, though, that Jerome Powell's kind of talked, it's been a little bearish. Basically, going back throughout the whole year, you can pretty much look at any day that he's talked, and it's going to be bearish, right? This is Jackson Hole. This is the big one. There was one back over here. I believe this one right here, no, November 2nd. That was the time we talked back in the beginning of the month. There was, man, I'm trying to find all the different dates. Can't remember to find all the dates, but here's one right here. This one back on May the 4th was a bullish day after he was talking or during he was talking. But the next day, hugely bearish came in. Just got below that whole day, the day he talked. So it's either that day or the next day after where the market gets quite a bit bearish. And, we'll see. I mean, we might continue to push a little bit higher. Again, not really going to deter anything. I was kind of listening to some of the things he was saying, and nothing was really scaring me away from being bearish. He says, we still got work to do. Okay, cool. They still have work to do. So that just lets you know the mindset he's in about interest rate hikes. He's still gonna. Sounds like they're still gonna be aggressive towards raising rates or leaving rates at a higher level for an extended period of time. And I think a lot of people are buying today really based on, obviously we pulled into some moving averages after Thanksgiving week, and then we also pulled into this trend line that we were looking at over the past couple of trading sessions. So now that we're pulling into this trend line, we're seeing a bounce off of it. Didn't get below it yesterday. I mean, we might have got a little bit below that line today, but not like we didn't break it down, right? And is that line exact line? Who knows? It's just more of a zone to be mindful of potential interactions, I guess, in the marketplace. So just interesting. We can take a look around some different things. Tesla up almost 4%. It's really been climbing here recently. And ever since really over the past 10 minutes or so, Tesla's just really kind of lifting off there. So looking pretty good there. Disney was holding bearish for a good part of the day, obviously picking up here while Jerome Powell's been talking. So you've seen a lot of people flipping the switch to bullish as Mr. Jerome Powell's been talking on the mic. I definitely do like this huge lower wick that actually came in on JPM. If it kind of ends like that, that'll look good going into Thursday, Friday, the end of the week for JPM. Disney, probably still dig the bearishness here. Tesla, yeah, I don't know. Tesla looks like it might be willing to pop bullish now. The one to know is the general market, the SPY, the Qs, that kind of stuff. Nothing really. I don't know what the heck that was. It was loud though. Nothing really kind of getting me too excited. Really, no. About anything. I do think it's just kind of more of a wait and see. Wait and see. Q's obviously after breaking down some of the lows that it had put in, especially Thanksgiving week, and broke down those lows yesterday and a little bit this morning. Obviously bouncing back pretty strong today during the last about 35 minutes or so. And yeah, not a big deal. I just not really digging it. I just don't like to see the first 1 minute you just see buyers immediately, or if it was sellers for that instance, I wouldn't have liked that either. Even though I'm bearish, if it just came in immediately and started selling, it's like he's not saying anything right away. He's getting on the podium. He's not saying anything. So yeah, whenever news events or catalyst events come out and there's immediately a direction, I don't typically like that. It's just, to me, it's just a bunch of bots set to a timer, and it's not like real decision making. And so those bots are easily overtaken. Those orders are very easily overtaken. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. Did we just take out the high from Monday? We did just take out the high from Monday just a bit ago on the SPY. Go to a 5 minute. Yeah. Over the past couple minutes here, past like 2.5 minutes or so. So yeah. I mean, market's gonna do what it's gonna do. Just let it do it. Just let it breathe. Let it breathe. Get in at the good price levels. Get out at the better price levels. All right. So we're gonna take a look around the market, see if there's any trade opportunities out there. I would be a little cautious at this level here on the market. I don't really like it. The other thing you kind of get here is potentially, check this out, potentially, as we did just get up there, a little head or shoulder, neckline, shoulder. So we could potentially set up a little head and shoulders action here. Yeah, I mean, that'd be interesting. That kind of, if that is it, that little upper wick, and we just start to sell down now. And if we get back below 398 for the day, for the close today, that would be very interesting. Back into this cluster that we kind of put in some little consolidation at before we continued higher over the past 20 minutes. Yeah, that would be real interesting to see if we get back below this 398 level. When we did pop initially on the market, I did, we got up to the mid 398 area pretty quick, and I did go ahead and just add in some bearish positions in there in that level. I was trying to basically do it like right here, so I think I got it in on this minute. But yeah, that was kind of what I was mentioning yesterday. Is like if we get a bounce up to 398 or so, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna add to more bearish positions. It's kind of what I was looking for. So yeah, we'll take a look around the market. A lot of things were still looking a little bearish earlier. Obviously over the past 40 minutes or so with Powell talking, everything's kind of gone. I'd say more bullish for the markets then. Yeah, more bullish for the markets. Obviously the dollar's come down. it would be a good time to be watching Dollar. Dollar dropped off, but didn't like really get crushed. See it kind of bouncing back here pretty strong. Oh yeah, look at that 3 minutes right there. Nice. Rates didn't really fall off. They didn't take out the low from earlier in the week. So that's kind of interesting. We'll take a look at the 2 year as well. So rates might start climbing back. Let's take a look at the 2 year. 2 year not really doing a whole lot. 2 year just hanging out. Okay. So just kind of doing his thing. Yield curve inversion. Okay. We might have seen the bottom on the yield curve on the inversion on the 2 and 10 year yield curve inversion. Might have seen the bottom. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. Gold was getting hit pretty good early. You gotta like this drop that came out of gold right before the market really started turning bullish. Went from basically the low of the days, went and snagged the high of the days here just over about 5 minutes ago, and now it has come back down. So we'll see if that continues to kind of go in that direction. HYG popping pretty strong today. If you're going to take a look at this, did it go all the way up and take out that high from last Wednesday, Thanksgiving, the day before Thanksgiving? The high was 75.30. We hit a high of 75.33 on the HYG. That is really interesting. I mean, really interesting. Wow. Okay. I did not expect to see that. I don't know why all the like people are like super bullish here on the Jerome Powell stuff. So yeah, I mean it's just kind of interesting to see. Where's the MACD RSI? Interesting. So we got a high here, and you see the MACD lines and the histogram. Oh yeah, if that high, if like this doesn't hold a higher today, that's going to be a divergence. That's going to be pretty. That'll be a divergence. That'll be one you don't want to see on the market. Yeah, because we got a high. We just took it out. If it just kind of continues to come back down, that will not be good for this kind of divergence pattern here on the HYG. Let's see. What's going on? VIX. VIX popping lower today. Should be. This is delayed by 15 minutes, so I'm not going to really worry about that. I'll probably keep rolling down here on this chart. Expected to probably pop higher here on the next day or two. It would be really interesting, actually. It would be really interesting on the VIX. I'm going to get rid of this. Let me go to the simples. What would be real interesting here on the VIX is if the VIX rolled down, which currently it's at 2090. So it is down much lower level. It's down all the way down to about where I'm at on the cursor. So if the VIX just rolls down here, maybe over the next couple days, and maybe the SPY starts to slowly trade lower, that could be very interesting. That could be very interesting. Yeah, I'd be very interested in seeing that shape up, honestly. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. But Apple look at this coming back today, clawing it back. Let's take a look. Microsoft strong. Yeah, Microsoft looks like it's gonna pop bullish here for maybe a couple days. Google, kind of the same thing. Amazon, yeah, a lot of things look bullish a little bit. I don't know how long bullish, but I wouldn't want to be long on some of this stuff. AAPL is one of them. AAPL is one of them. SPY, go away. My phone can't say the alphabet other name for alphabet. Yeah, that's really interesting. A lot of volume coming in there and on AAPL. First Solar. I really can't believe that this thing is this strong. It was ridiculous. All right. So we're up 1.5% on the market. Definitely just seems like a bear market rally for me. Uh, this is probably one of those stronger bear market rallies that we've had. Um, I don't, especially lately, that we've had. I'm not really I'm not digging this activity. I like to get all the buyers out of the way, and it seemed like people were just wanting to buy. They didn't care the reason. So yeah, we'll see it kind of play out, but yeah, it's very interesting. Probably since back on November 10th, pretty strong day. Oh yeah, that day the SPY was up 5.5%. That was CPI day. That was CPI day. Yeah, I remember that day. And then back on October 21st, we had another 2.4% up day, bullish day. So, but yeah, we haven't seen really many moves like this um, on this bear market rally. We really haven't. I mean, especially lately, it's been very choppy, non-directional, non-committal in either direction. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it plays out. And then I know we're gonna get some other data. Excuse me, some data later this week. Let's see. Market watch and bring it. So tomorrow we're gonna get the. How's it unemployment? No, we're not getting unemployment tomorrow. We get a lot of manufacturing data tomorrow. Get a lot of manufacturing data tomorrow, and then PMI, jobless claims tomorrow morning, and then Friday we get the employment labor force survey and PPI. So yeah, we got some things coming up here over the next 2 days. Tomorrow's a pretty big one, the labor, and we'll see what kind of happens. I like how things are going here. I like how things are going. I mean, we're up 8 points basically, roughly from almost 8 points from when Jerome Powell started talking. I guess at 12:30 or 12:30 my time, 1:30 Eastern. Kind of interesting to kind of see a lot of the bullishness that we're getting here today. I was really kind of surprised. A lot of people were sitting there just waiting for the clock to hit 1:30 and the buy. Oh my gosh, the buy number just came out of nowhere. But yeah, a lot of buying today. I would be trying to think. To me, this feels like the end of the move. This feels like the end of the move in the Bulls' direction. To go from where we were, about to take out last week's high, all in the span of roughly 50 minutes. Probably do it here over the next 10, so that'd be over an hour. Over the course of an hour, I just absolutely don't like it. I might be adding more puts. I might be adding more puts very soon. There's zero reason to be that bullish. We'll find out. I mean, we're gonna get more data here over the next couple days. MVST looking good. Oh yeah, let me run back through some of these. STEM, MVST, GSAT starting to look a little bit better. APRN, Watt. First solar window, you're rocking it out. AAPL. Here's the thing with AAPL. Just checked in with the 10 daily. About to. It's getting really close to that 10 exponential on a daily. So it's getting really, really close there. And, here you go. Look at the volume that just came in on that 5-minute. That huge upper extension. Huge volume there on that 1-minute extension overreach. And that's the same time the SPY was taking out last week's high. Disney, Tesla, yeah, looking really good today. Tesla was looking good even earlier on, had a much larger gap up than the rest of the market, but yeah, that's a bit excessive in my opinion. In my opinion. I mean, some people might be like, no, man, we should go higher. And, fair enough, we probably should go higher. But should and do are two different things. I'd be curious to see if we actually do close over this line here at 402.31. I'd be curious to see if the SPY closes over that. Talk about a massive fake out. You go from down at this level around the 394, 395 area. We'll call it the 395 area, and just scream higher over the course of about 50 minutes. Take out last week's high and sucker in a whole bunch of longs. I'd be really careful here. I would be really careful. Talk about getting suckered in to a potential play you don't really want to be, and we're really close to that 200 moving average here. Really close to that 200 moving average. Man, we are really close to that. The 200 moving average is at a little bit over 404, and we just hit a high of 403.45. Be real interesting to see if we actually do get to the 404 level. So I actually did screw up. If you actually do watch this back later, I screwed up the live stream. I didn't make it public. I actually had it as private because that's what YouTube defaults to private on live streams for whatever reason. I don't get that, by the way. But hey, that's the way they set it up. Yeah. Oh, you know what I should have done? Cray Cray. Jeez. Cray Cray, man. It's Cray Cray. How you doing, Rose? By the way, Rose, I started watching the...
Going the extra mile is more rewarding with American Express Business Platinum.
Peripheral last night. I watched the first
Mac and
episode,
cheese lovers rejoice.
and
Dive into the
way
milk,
that sucker
gooey goodness
ended,
of
I was
Bob
like,
Evans
all right,
mac
I'm
and
hooked. I'm gonna
cheese.
watch
Tender
number 2.
macaroni
That's how
smothered
that's how they
in
get
real
you.
cheese.
That's
Ready
how
in
they
just
screw
minutes
you and
with the
they screw
delicious
you and
taste
they
Bob
screw you.
Evans is
Always
known
took it right
for.
there in
Bring
the
home the
last
warm,
second.
gooey goodness of mac and cheese today.
I'm down. I'm down to kind of watch a little bit more. I thought it was a little interesting. A little bit interesting. What are you watching? I'm kind of thinking, what a sucker's bet right here, right? What a sucker's bet. To go from roughly that 195, or no, I'm sorry, 195, 395 area when Jerome Powell started talking, all the way up over the course of 50 minutes, take out last week's high, and get a bunch of people suckered into being longs right there immediately. We're gonna find out pretty quick, like if this holds. If this holds, I'd be pretty impressed. If it doesn't hold, I'd be curious to see how much farther down we come in the day, and then see what happens here over Thursday, Friday. But I was definitely buying some puts on the push higher here. About 10 minutes after, in that mid 398 area, I was really wanting to be adding some more puts in that zone, and we did. And then obviously we just pushed a lot higher. But yeah, I dig it. I dig it. I just didn't think we'd push that high, but we did. I mean, hey, power to it. Be curious to see what kind of goes on with that. And if this doesn't hold, I mean, if this doesn't hold here over the next 2 days, yeah. I mean, that's gonna be it. Like we're gonna get crushed. We're gonna get like the market's gonna get crushed. We won't get crushed. Market's gonna get crushed. So if it doesn't hold that, yeah, it's gonna be problems out there. Disney holding tough here recently. Okay, J.P. Morgan. I totally missed what you said about peripheral. Some outside video audio ran over. It may have been from your end, but not sure. Basically, I said thanks for posting that in the Discord. I actually did watch it. I watched episode 1, and I'm not watching TV because, it's just can feel like a waste of time, right? But when you threw that in here, I was like, you know what? Since you threw out the recommendation, I was already kind of interested. I was intrigued by some of the commercials and some of the adverts they were doing. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I watched the first one, man, and the last little bit, I was hooked. I mean, they got you hooked right there on that last bit of that first episode. And I was like, oh man, now I gotta watch number 2. Yeah, okay, it's good. A lot gets explained as you go. I watch very little regularly. I can't stand to watch really TV shows, mostly because there's so much other stuff to do. Just, work, whatever. But yeah, I don't watch TV shows. I might be able to get into some streaming, 'cause that was really good. It was really good. I did enjoy it. Played with the dog as I watched it. First Solar, come on, man. Look at that. Look at this. Freaking ridiculous. Freaking ridiculous, man. At least it doesn't look as like some of the others, like Apple. Oh my gosh, look at that thing. On that AAPL is crazy bullish. Disney, Tesla, SPY. I'm going to be really curious to see what happens with the VIX here over the next couple days. I mean, the VIX is now down to 2050. 2050. Yeah, I mean, it's just back down. I mean, it's back down to these lows. 2050. That VIX fell off. I like how people responded to Jerome Powell. Like, hey, what he's saying is Fed policy today. Is it? Is it Fed policy? I guess the relief value are just suckers, as you said. Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing that really kind of irks me whenever I see this. It doesn't. I mean, I don't care. But the thing, come on. The thing that I don't like to see is that first minute, as soon as there's a catalyst event, and it's directional. It's just all one direction. Yeah, Gambit sucks. I don't like seeing this. And you see this a lot, where it's you get a catalyst event, and immediately upon it coming out, or whatever catalyst it is, jobs, pre-market, or Fed, and it's you just see bots, you just see orders come in. Jerome Powell talking at 1:30 Eastern. He's at here. I can post the link to this. I was watching it before. I came on the live stream. Do you think the market will be up or down tomorrow because of this? Ooh, that's such a great question. I wish I can listen to the rest of this. What he's saying. I was listening to it a little bit. That's a really good question, AJ. I was watching a little bit of it, and I mean, he's mostly talking about jobs, right? Jobs and trying to make sure you get. I mean, it's not. he's not going to tell you what the Fed's going to do, right? That's not the forum for what that is. What that is, it's at like is it at a college or is it a professional event? It's the Brookings Institutes. That might be a professional event, where he's just there to talk about labor market and different economic things and just what the Fed thinks about certain situations, talking about situations. And what are people trying to get out of that? I don't get it. Like all the times that Janet Yellen, when she was Fed chairman, and she would go do a lot of these events, like you'd see it for a couple days, like the market wouldn't do anything, and they were waiting for her at some economic summit to come out and talk, and like she doesn't say anything. It's just I remember there was one, she went and talked to a classroom of 4th and 5th graders. And like the market was waiting for her to talk to 4th and 5th graders, like she's going to talk about Fed policy. And I'm like, what do you expect her to talk about? Like she didn't talk about anything. The market just went on about doing what it was going to do. I forgot if it was bullish or bearish after that, but I mean the market just didn't do anything. So it's like it didn't matter. But he's not going to tell you what the Fed policy is going to be here in 2 weeks. It's just whatever. So do I think we'll be up or down tomorrow? Honestly, I think we'll be down. I think this is a massive fake out right here. Look at this. We came and took out last week's high right here on this 1 minute candle. And this was 11 minutes ago. 11 minutes ago. And then we did nothing. Look at this. Look at from when Fed chairman got talking. It was just directionally higher, right? We had a little choppy in here. And once we just broke through some of that little choppy, I mean, we just went straight up through, got to last week's high. How you doing, sub? Hopefully you're doing well today. And then once we took out last week's high, man, we haven't done anything since. So, yeah, I'm not digging it. Not digging it. I was already buying puts on the ride up. I wish I would have waited 3 or 4 more points, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I was adding to some bearish positions right here. Did you snag? I'm gonna get snag more puts as the price went up on the spot. Yeah, just mentioned that, but your comment just came in a little delay there. But yeah, I was snagging puts right here in the mid 398 area. I was snagging puts right there. I actually. I mean, I didn't think we would make it back this high, but this is, talk about the ultra fake out, right? Because this is taking out last week's high, past 2 week highs, right? Past 2 week highs right there within an hour. And it's like, yeah, talk about the ultra trap, man. Just go up there, snag a bunch of buy orders that are sitting there. Whether people are short, and that's where they have stop losses, or that's their buy orders to be back long. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But, just to go snag that, dude. Those are ultra trolls, man. Running that market higher, and ultra trolls. Like, I wish I could troll people that hard. That's a great question, though. I do think we'll be probably bearish tomorrow. I think people will look at what Jerome Powell actually says and be like, yeah, he really didn't say anything. He didn't really say anything about what they can actually fix. Because what he was saying was really, what they want to do, not what they can do and what, is happening. So he was just talking about a lot about jobs and whatnot. So, yeah, is what it is. Is what it is. I'm curious about Apple. Apple was screaming after that when that came out. That thing took off. Came right into that 10 and 20 on a daily. Came right into that 10, 20 on a daily. That's interesting. Qs are up a little bit over 3%. That's a pretty gnarly move on the Qs. Got right into that lower bottom part of that blue box zone, right into that 290 level. That's interesting. I'm going to change the side here to industry performance. I'm going to see what's leading, what's not. Technology is leading here. The XLK obviously looks very much like the Qs. What's lagging is industrials. Industrials are lagging a little bit, but they've been on a rip, so probably not a lot of people wanting to get into that. They were selling down pretty good earlier on. What else is lagging here? Energies are lagging a little bit. Opened up, obviously traded down. Take a look at crude oil. I haven't looked at crude oil. Yeah, financials. Financials were getting hit early. I mean, JP Morgan, take a look at JP Morgan real quick. I mean, JP Morgan was down over 2%. I mean, in the first 30 minutes, they were getting absolutely housed. And then obviously you can see that it's come back to the day's high. So, yeah, I mean, financials got rocked. A lot of things got rocked at the bullish side. Well, things moved to the bullish direction after Jerome Powell talked, but financials definitely got rocked right out the gate. What else is lagging? Communications is up there. Whoa, XLC is up there, kind of worth the XLK today. Interesting. XLC, okay. Consumer discretionary is outperforming staples today. Staples, though, back to making new trending high. And consumer discretionary is not. Could be potentially just an overreaction in the marketplace. Growth is outpacing value today. Growth is outpacing value today. And let's see, small caps are outpacing mid caps. Sorry, I got a tickle my throat. All right. You have a tiny position in TI. What is TI? TITN. Titan Machinery Inc. What in the heck is this? Nice earnings. Nice earnings report. Man. Oh, hold on. Hey. What was it that we got, Rose? We got what has earnings? Is it CRM? Is it CRM has earnings? Damn. Oh man. I'm thinking. I got nothing, honestly, after that move today. That's what stinks, man. Jerome Powell just ruined this. Jerome, I mean, look how flat this thing got. Dang, man. That thing got so flat. Jerome Powell ruined it. You know what? I'm kind of tempted to just go bearish on it for tomorrow. Let me look at options. It's short for Crims. Oh man. All right, hold on. Let me. I'm trying to bring the option chain over. CRM. Criminals. That's got to be an industry inside joke. All right, I'm gonna check this out. Oh, let me move this a little bit off screen. Man, I mean, you know what? I dig the bearishness. I really like it. Let me pull up and see what the strikes are. Dang it. Kind of where it's at. It's roughly 2.5 point strikes. $155. I'm gonna check this. $155 by $152.50. Oh man. Brr? TQQ put all right, AD, give me a second. Let me work this on Salesforce, and then I'll take a look at that TQQ. All right, we got a potentially you could probably get this for. You can at least get this for $1.10. At least get this for $1.10. Oh, doggone it! I didn't want to do that. There we go. Do a vertical 155, 152. How does that set up? Where's 152.50? Right here. Okay. But if it gets back down to this level, it's going to come down. It'll break. It'll break all that down. You know what? I'm kind of tempted to go 152.50 by 150. So I'm going to change this to 152.50. I'm going to change this to 150. Man, but that risk reward ain't really any freaking different. That's what stinks. Yeah, screw that. I'm going back to 155. And 152.50. Yeah, I'm just going to hit this. I mean, it's a higher level and you pay almost the same price. Yeah, I'll just hit this. I'm going to do this put of 155 by 152.50 for CRM. This is going to be for this Friday. They have earnings today. And, we'll see. We'll see if it works out. We'll see if it works out. But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hit this real quick. All right. Do that off screen. All right. I got filled at 110. I did get filled at 110. And I'm going to add this to the list. I'm going to put this here. Settings 152.50. Okay. I'm going to add this CRM, Salesforce, boom. And I'll put that in my trading journal later. Let's go check out TQQ. TQQ. ProShares, Ultra Short, Pro Qs. What do you think about TQQ put 23? What's your timeline for December, for this Friday? Honestly, I like it. I wouldn't go to the house on it. The other thing but here's the other thing. I don't like doing options on things like this. I don't. If you do, that's fine. It makes sense. But you got to just understand, what the Qs are going to do, right? I would say, yeah, the Qs SPY probably at a spot. I could definitely justify being bearish there. As far as the TQs, 23, say 80 cents it's probably still about 80 cents. So your break even's all the way down here at 22.20. Let me pull over the broker and see if that's still there. Come over. Thank you. Okay. TQQ 23 put. You are talking 23 put. It's a little bit over 80 cents. Still roughly in that same spot. I kind of do like it, man. So your break even's right here. I like it. Dude. I like it. Your break even's not that far. And to get back down to this level, I definitely do dig the risk reward. AJ, did you hit this already? I mean, I dig it. I do dig it. I really like how the market came up on the. It's really more to do with the SPY. I really like how the market came up. It freaking snagged the past 2 weeks high. Had a huge high volume 1 minute candle come in. Not a huge one, but you had a high 1 minute. I haven't done it yet. I'm fairly new to this. Do not go all in on it. That's all anything I'll say, man. Make sure it's a small position. If you are new to that, do one position. Just one. If you're really that new, do one and just see how it works out. And just practice. That's all I can say. Just practice. Did not mean to show you my trades. Yeah, I mean, I dig it. Mostly because if the market winds up rolling over, like the SPY, because you were looking at a ultra short. If the market winds up rolling this over on the SPY and the Qs, and since the SPY took out the past 2 weeks high, or the high over the past 2 weeks, I've done about 15 trades and I'm about even. Okay, I would do one. I would do one and see how it works out, man. I wouldn't go all in. Mostly, I mean, you don't. There's no need to go on it all in on short-term options. But here's the thing, man. If this thing freaking rolls over, I mean, it's gonna go right through all this. Definitely at least down to 2180 because that was the last time I had a pretty good consolidation. There's a little bit of one right here at 2240. Not super great structure here. Super solid support and resistance levels. I would say if it really starts to break down, it's definitely going to come to 2180. And once it makes that move lower, I mean, I think it'll probably just keep going. I think this was a trap to kind of sucker people in to being bullish, taking out the past 2 weeks high. I dig the idea. I really kind of do. I'm not going to do it because I got other positions out there, and I'm already hugely bearish on the SPY. But it's understanding kind of the other things kind of going on in the marketplace, like the SPY and where it got to, the Qs, how much of a run it had as well. Makes some sense. The Qs took out last week's high. Obviously, it didn't take out the high from 2 weeks ago. But, yeah, I mean, I dig it. Just know your risk limit, man. That's it. I mean, anything can work. Just know your risk limit. Don't bet the house on it. The other thing you can do if that 83 cents, 84 cents for that trade is a little too much for you, the one thing that you could do is maybe even do a vertical for this Friday. So you have 83 here, roughly 83, 84 cents possibly. If you did a vertical, said 83 or 23 to 22.50, you could possibly double your money, right? If it just closed below 22.50 by this Friday. So looking at the TQs, if it closed below roughly, these tops right here, this little consolidated top that it had, if it closed below that by this Friday, you'd roughly double your position size, right? You're roughly going to get in on a 50-cent vertical spread for half that, right? So your max reward would be 50 cents. You roughly get in for 25 cents. The only downside is you would be locked in to a max reward of 50 cents, right? So if it really starts to drop off, you wouldn't get you kind of cap your wins. But here's the other thing, man. It's not really about saying, hey, you know what, I'm bearish on the market or I'm bearish on this move. Let me get in bearish. It's where do you think it's going to go over the next 2 days? So that'd be my other question back to you is where do you think it's going to go over the next 2 days? If you think it's going to drop back down and come all the way back down and take out these lows under 21 points or under the 21 point level, I mean, there's probably more profitable reward plays out there. Like you could probably even go to maybe even the 21.50 here, and come snag this for 25 cents. And then if it makes it down under 21, well, you a little bit more than doubled your money as well. If it makes it, you can come snag the 22s here for 40 cents. So it kind of also matters where you think this asset price is going to go over the next 2 days. You definitely want to have a price target or a price in mind that you think it's going to get to, or you're just kind of shooting from the hip and you're not really understanding the option trade that you're kind of doing. You're just saying, hey, I'm bearish, but you don't know to what extent you are bearish. Hope some of that makes sense. Oh man, look at that VIX drop. Man, I love it. Look at that, just starting to get in here and consolidate. Did I take out last week's low? Low of 2032 last week. Low of 2031. It did. Took it out by a penny. HYG. I'm really kind of curious to see what the HYG does. GLD. Gold. 10-year rates dropping still. Dollar dropping. Watch we immediately reverse tomorrow and everything goes opposite of what just did this afternoon. Man, would that be the ultra bait and switch? DIA not making a new high, and this is the one that's been leading the market higher, or at least the major averages higher. IWM not really making new high. Qs obviously haven't been, but the SPY is. That's the thing. The SPY is making a new high. All right. Interesting. How do you figure out your price targets? That's a great question. That is a great freaking question. Man, it's not easy. Kind of takes a little bit more homework. This is why I love vertical options, because I don't need a price target. It's more, to me, vertical options are more about the direction than it is about actually getting the price target. So I'm gonna back out here, look at a weekly. So like I have a first half of next year price target for the SPY, the SP 500, down into this blue box zone. This somewhere down here is where I'm estimating the price of the SPY to get to. Okay. I did a lot of that analysis based off of running some analytics off of the 01 and 08 bear markets, and kind of like, how they moved bearishly, how they kind of had bullish retest back in the positive direction. Oh man, that hurts the eyes. I hate white backgrounds, man. Jesus. But as these bear markets kind of went on. This is the one that kind of tracks that tech bust. This is the one that tracks that financial crash, and this is the one that we're currently on. Okay, and to say that they're like every bear market is different is true. Every bear market is different, but they kind of move roughly in the same and similar rhythm, and usually at this point in time, we're this far into this bear market. I need to update this number now. This is fantastic. Thank you, Jerome Powell. Typically what you see along in this time period, your percent from all-time high, we're roughly 16% there from all-time high. The same time in 08, we were roughly 16.5%. And then the one back in 01, we were roughly 11%, right? So then I was kind of looking at the next move down. Back in 01, we were 30% from all-time high. In 08, we were about 53% from all-time high. And if we got down to 315, we'd be roughly 34% from all-time high. If we wind up getting to 310, that'd be 35% from all-time high. So, it's not easy. It definitely requires homework. This is one reason why I like vertical options. You don't have to do all that homework to figure out typically, like where the market is kind of going to go on for a price target. It's more of a directional, like, hey, I think it's going to go in this direction. I don't really know how far it's going to go, and more times than not, yeah, you're not gonna get the you're not gonna get you know, I'm not gonna say max reward because it's very easy to get max reward on vertical options. You just got to be right on the direction. But with vertical options, it's very easy to be like, yeah, you know what, I missed out on more to the upside. But through years of experience, it's been one of those, like, the market very rarely just kind of moves in a direction very consistently. Like, even looking here at Tesla, it had a directional move back here in late April to late May, and then chopped around for a month and a half. Now you can say there's a lot of little directional moves in there, and then it had a directional move in there from mid July to the beginning of August, chopped around in there for about a month and a half. So there's little bits of directional moves kind of in the market. There's a lot more of not really moving as much, especially not moving at the pace as what you think your option will make you money. It kind of just gives you that line, that finish line, I guess, to kind of sort of say. With vertical options, So it's like, if I think the market's going to come back down here over the next 2 days, I mean, I can buy the 400 and 399, I'd be fine. 399 by the 398, I'd be fine. Or the 398 by 397, I'd be fine. But if I'm going to buy the 400, the problem with buying the 400, well, if the price of that is 5 points, and I actually think the market might only get down to like 396, well, I still might lose money, right? So, depending upon like when I got out or whatever. So it's just one of those things. It's like I just needed to move in a direction, at least hold. We don't ever know how far the market's going to move. We don't ever know that. We don't ever know how far the market's going to move, how quickly it's going to do it. It's just one of those things that I'd rather be right and have my profit capped in a particular direction, and all I got to do is be right on the direction. Because whenever you look at chart patterns and stuff like that, like, there's continuation chart patterns, there's like buying off a support level and saying, hey, I know it's going to go, it should probably go back bullish, and it goes bullish, but it doesn't go bullish like super bullish, it just goes a little bit bullish. Well, it's like, in that case, if I did a vertical option, I'd probably still be fine and making money. So don't worry about too much on price targets. Figure out when the market looks like it's going to continue, or in a bullish direction, bearish direction, or if it's going to change trends. Just understand when the market is going to what direction the market wants to go, and then do a vertical option in that direction. More times than not, man, you'll make money. That's the way I like to kind of do it. It's a whole lot easier. Doing price targets, man, it's a pain. It's a lot more research, a lot more statistical analysis, trying to understand fib levels. But, some people like doing that. Me, I'm about the easy money. I don't do this to work. Yeah, I'm kind of curious on if we are going to see much more bearishness going into the end of the day. I'd be curious to see if we actually get over the 404 level today and close over that 200 on a daily. That would be interesting, because at that point in time, I would say that, yeah, we'd probably make a run up to 410, possibly. Maybe even come fill this, probably just come at least fill this gap around the 408 level, 409. But I still don't like the bullish spot right here. I mean, we really just haven't gone anywhere since we took out the past 2-week highs. Interesting. I don't know. Just really interesting. Real funny how that worked, right? Just screamed higher for 50 minutes. And then we haven't done anything for another 50 minutes. Yeah. I mean, pretty much the stock heat map. I was looking at this earlier. Basically, all the things that were down yesterday, they're all up today. Yeah, Visa, Procter and Gamble, Johnson Johnson. Basically flat. BRK was basically flat yesterday, but yeah, Microsoft, Google, Apple, Tesla, they were all down big time yesterday. Visa, yeah. So Amazon, they were all down pretty good over the past couple days, and then yeah, they're all up pretty big today, which is helping out a lot. Is that where they're weighted? They're in the XLC, the communications area. Interesting. I wouldn't have thought Google would be there. Meta, I can understand being there. But I guess Alphabet does do a lot of communications. Alphabet phones. Come on, dude. Do they? Well, I mean, they do have Android, yeah. But I mean, is it that big of a deal? All right, I'm gonna run back through some of these things. Let me know if you want to look at anything. I would want to do the vertical spreads, but I do not have the money to be able to sell options. You do not have the money to be able to sell options. Do you have AJ? I got a question for you. Do you have margin trading activated on your broker? And what broker do you use? VIX. Gotta also like the VIX, man. VIX really just came all the way down, snagged the lows of last week by a penny, and has since bounced. We'll see if we continue up tomorrow in the bullish direction on a lot of this stuff, or to continue the trend of this afternoon, or or is it just a fake out and everything goes back the other direction tomorrow? I use E-Trade. I assume I do not have it on. Yeah, that's probably your issue. Most brokers do not allow you to have any kind of sell options order, and doing verticals, obviously you're going to be buying one at one strike price and then selling one at another strike price. Right? So looking at the TQs here. So if I do a buy vertical option, you get a plus and a minus, right? This plus, I'd be buying at the 22.50. This minus, I would be selling the 22 point strike. So that would make a bearish vertical option, a bear put vertical option. So yeah, this is doing this leg right here where you sell. This is the part where a lot of brokers say, no. And you know what's funny is most brokers, they'll allow you to buy and sell puts or do covered calls, usually on the lowest level of trading that they offer, but they do not allow you to do verticals. And in my experience, verticals are less risky than buying calls and puts outright. Isn't that crazy? It's my experience, but I haven't been doing this too long. I've only been doing this for about 6 days. 10-year. Yeah, 10-year. Not making new lows. So that's kind of interesting. It could very easily turn back around, keep going back in the bullish direction. The dollar, same thing. Not making new lows of the week, but definitely got rocked really pretty strong after Fed was talking. Dow Transports looking pretty good. Their transportation ETF looking pretty good. That's interesting. Equal weighted S&P 500 definitely looking pretty strong. I'm going to look at that compared to the SPY. Oh, we're pushing. Oh, whoa. Oh, we're pushing. So we're getting pretty close to that 404 level. We could definitely push higher tomorrow. I mean that's a really bullish candle today coming in. It has a definitely a bullish candle, but I might be adding more puts over the next week or so. Tesla has come back down from its day high. We'll check out Apple here in just a second. VIX is dropping too. Yeah, VIX should be dropping pretty good. What is the VIX at? VIX is at 2067. Disney, yeah, that stinks. All right, Disney looking pretty good. JP Morgan, man, I like the way JP Morgan looks. That huge lower wick looks really good to go into tomorrow. CRM, man. I almost kind of wanted to play it both directions, but I'm going to leave this on for a bearish play. And they got earnings after the bell, right? After the bell today. I'm going to leave this on for a bearish play. I'm just going to leave it for a bearish play. I mean, I could see this probably going either way, but if this thing didn't pop off the Fed stock, I probably would have been more inclined to play this bullish. But I'm going to leave this for the bearish play. AAPL not getting back at the day's high, session high yet. And the SPY is. So what the heck is leading? Financials, of course. Now they show up. Industrials have taken over. Staples. Look at Staples continuing to press. Oh, man. Look at that. Okay, we just saw the switch. The risk on stuff has definitely been lagging over the past hour. The risk off stuff has been continuing to push higher. SPY growth. SPY value. Yeah, value looks a little bit better. XLK. XLK don't look too bad. XL, the healthcare looking a little bit better. XL, our real estate looking pretty good. Yeah, a lot of the risk on stuff over the past 30 minutes or so has definitely been lagging a little bit. Seeing that rotation kind of come back out of those guys. It's kind of interesting. Alrighty, guys, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Credit Suisse. Can we talk about Credit Suisse? Yeah, we can talk about Credit Suisse, and I'll get out. Credit Suisse, man. Jesus. Credit Suisse. Dude, I don't know. Honestly. I don't think there's going to be like some contagion thing from Credit Suisse. Mostly because you've just seen them degrade so much over the past, really over the past decade. You know, going back all the way to the pre-financial collapse back in 2007. I mean, they've just been in a long-term downtrend, and it's really accelerated this year, right? All the way back into March, like, it really accelerated to the downside. There's nothing you can really do here. You couldn't justify being bearish. I mean, not with how much it's down. But I don't think, like, there's going to be some contagion Credit Suisse effect just because it's not like Bear Stearns or Lehman Brothers, where they went from being a very valuable company to gone in one night. This thing is degraded over the course of over a decade, and it's really accelerated here just this year. So, downgraded after 96. Dude, you know what? I really hate that. Barron's freaking downgrading it. You know, I hate that, man. How do you downgrade a company that's already dropped 97%? Like, why don't you downgrade it up here? They have no courage, man. That's why I don't trust none of them. Like, dude, they're all just a bunch of pansies. Finance people. I'm talking about myself. But yeah, like, you downgrade a stock that's down 97%. That's claps for you. Yeah, Credit Suisse though, you can't touch this. Can't touch this. No, 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 no. There's nothing you can do here. I don't think it'll be. It probably won't have the same effect on the markets like Lehman Brothers and Bear Stearns. This is a much smaller company. Unless it finds out that they probably have ties into like other companies that are larger, stuff like that. But like them directly having an impact on the markets like Lehman Brothers and Bear Stearns, no. Yeah, international bonds program. I saw that. Do you trust them enough? Yeah, I saw that link. For those that don't know the link that he's referring, I'll bring it over. This was actually an interesting read here. Someone breaking down why banks are actually undercapitalized, not properly capitalized. Where is it? This Credit Suisse pitches covered bond program to international investors. Here's the problem, man. Do you trust Credit Suisse enough to go buy their bonds? And that's the problem that they're getting, right? Is now they're getting so untrustworthy that they're probably not going to be able to get the investors that they need. So it depends on who backs these bonds. Like, are these bonds also backed by other providers, so that the risk of default from Credit Suisse is not an issue, and then Credit Suisse could potentially get the capital that they need. Maybe, like, I did read it. There's just not enough information, at least in that article. Not too worried about it, but yeah, the Michael Burry recession alarm. I'm really kind of surprised by today's move. Honestly, I didn't think it'd be like that crazy. But market always seems to surprise. Oh, look at that, we're over 404. We just hit the 200 moving average on a daily, right there, 404.11. So 404.12, right on it. We'll see if we reject right off of that. That's really interesting. I really can't believe that much buying action kind of came in off of the just Jerome Powell talking at some press conference. To me, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people just trying to sucker you in, trying to get suckered in my opinion. Guys, Alpha Hunters, y'all take care. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I'll try to make sure it's public right out the gate tomorrow. But yeah, markets have been short. But I don't want to see it get too much above this level because that changes market dynamics for how, like, if we get above this 405 level, man, the top end of this blue box, it changes the market dynamic a little bit for me. Just statistically, just a little too elevated. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm not really. This definitely feels like the last hurrah of this move. So, Alpha Hunters, y'all take care. Have a great rest of your day.